Good day! Welcome to my video. My name is Claire Danes T. Canales. I am currently taking up PS Ed major in Social Studies. I am from afternoon session. In this presentation, we will be talking about the other techniques in education that might be useful for us as a future educator. But before I continue, let me remind you to sit back, relax, and enjoy learning as we dig deeper about the other techniques and education. Government and educational institutions like CHED and DepEd plans more innovative and successful future for the students. With that, it is their responsibility to implement rules and regulations that might be helpful in achieving the desired outcomes or ultimate goals. In short, their main concern are the students. But how can they make sure that the plan for all students will be effective? Do they have to promulgate a one-on-one contact with every student in the nationwide? Of course, it's impossible since there are a lot of students in our country. And since it is impossible, who will be the link person that can easily communicate with the students? Who will be the one to disseminate information, transmit knowledge, and make the planning more effective? Yes, tama kayo. Walang iba kundi si teacher. Bakit si teacher? Hindi ba pwedeng si principal? Hindi ba pwedeng si school supervisor? Hindi ba pwedeng si school superintendent? Of course, lahat sila may mabibigat at importanteng roles na ginagampanan. Pero kasi si teacher, sila yung mga primary na nakakasalamuhan ng mga students. Sila yung mas may alam sa sitwasyon at daloy ng pangyayari sa loob ng classroom. In short, sila yung nakakausap o nakakakita araw-araw sa mga students. Sila yung nagtuturo inside the classroom. And with that, they make the planning more effective. They are the people who can take action inside the classroom. By how? Sa pamamagitan ng kanilang estilo sa pagtuturo, or in English, by their teaching techniques. So, what is teaching technique? So, teaching technique refers to a procedural variation of a given method. It involves a highly personalized style of carrying out a particular step of a given method. It refers to the art or skill of performance of the teacher inside the classroom. Ayan. In short, it is the natural skill of the teacher. Of course, natural na kakayahan ng isang guro na magtalaga ng sariling estilo sa pagtuturo sa loob ng silid-aralan. So tayo pala as a future educator, we need to obtain this quality. We need to have this personalized or unique style in teaching and able to cause the interest of the students and make the learning more effective and possible. So, in the future pala, maaring iba ang teaching techniques na gagamitin ni Sir Magsigay sa techniques na gagamitin ni Ma'am Abad. But of course, take note that we have to be mindful in regards to background of the students in choosing teaching techniques. Maari kasing hindi mag-match sa background ng students ang pinili mong technique. For example, isa kang teacher na na-assign sa remote area or sa malalayong school na kung saan may hirap ang signal at saka yung financial status ng family nila doon is medyo mababa kumpara sa financial status ng mga family na nandito sa schools sa mga city. So yun, syempre, ikaw as a teacher kailangan mo maging considerate sa location ng iyong pinagtuturuan. Tapos naisip mo na gamitin mo yung social media integration technique, which is a very big no-no. Kasi unang-una sa lahat, paano makaka-access yung mga students sa mga ganyan na mga gadgets? You have to be mindful. One of the most important qualities in a teacher is a willingness to try new things. The instructional methods of yesterday might not be as effective as the teaching tools of tomorrow. So if you're an educator at a university like University of Mindanao, you have to be adaptive, especially today na may COVID tayo. Kailangan as a teacher, adaptive tayo, di ba? So in that respect, here are just a few educational techniques that are currently making waves in classrooms throughout the world. So I chose these techniques because napakalaking tulong niya, lalong-lalo na in 21st century. Our first technique is flipped classroom technique. So, sa term pa lang na flip, parang mapapaisip ka na anong klaseng technique to? Na parang flip meaning kabaliktaran. So, kabaliktaran sa traditional na classroom setting. So, in flipped classroom technique, it is a kind of teaching technique where teachers do a recorded discussion while students will be given time to watch it at home. Then the activities will be given at actual class session. So yun siya. So flipped classroom is a type of blended learning where the students are introduced to content at home and practice activities through school. So ito yung reverse ng more common practice ng pag-i-introduce ng content sa school. Kasi, sa traditional kasi, nakikita mo sa actual yung nagtuturo sa'yo. Nakikita mo sa actual si teacher. But then, in flipped classroom, hindi mo siya nakikita ng actual. Hindi ka nakakatanong ng live. Hindi kayo nag-i-interact ng live kasi nga recorded yung yung lesson na ginawa niya. Okay. So, ano nga ba ang disadvantages ng flipped classroom? So, ang flipped classroom, it requires some technology or gadgets such as computers, smart gadgets, and even internet connection. Kasi paano mo mapapanood yung mga bagay na pinost or ni-record ng teacher through internet kung wala ka namang magagamit na medium. Tapos, flipped classroom that utilize videos to deliver instructions sometimes suffer technical challenges and difficulties, lalong-lalo na pag mahina yung internet connection natin. Mas nagkakaroon tayo ng mababang tsansa na mapanood yung pinost ng teacher. So, lastly is it increases the time spent by students on computer screens. Of course, this is an disadvantage sa physical health natin kasi nakakasama yung radiation na dala ng computer screens Kaya it is very wrong na magstay tayo ng too long in computer. Yun yung disadvantage ng flipped classroom. Okay. So, the next or second teaching technique is social media integration. So, from the word itself, social media. Ano kaya ito? Okay. So, the use of social media in education allows students the opportunity to access more valuable details, to communicate with learning communities and other educational structures that make schooling more convenient. Social network tools provide students and institutions with multiple opportunities to improve learning methods. So, in short, sa teaching technique na ito, ginagawang medium yung mga social media na websites and applications para doon na i-impose ng teacher yung mga instructions niya. Siyempre, si students, doon na rin niya pinopost yung mga file niya. Sa Messenger naman, doon na nag-create ng discussion si teacher at saka yung student. Sa Facebook page naman, doon na pinopost ng mga students yung mga project na pinapagawa ng mga teacher. Nagagawa na sila ng group page para may interaction sila as a class, di ba? So, yun yung type ng teaching technique na yon, social media integration technique. Okay. The third technique is the mastery method. So, from the word mastery, pagsasaulo, di ba? So, by definition, mastery learning technique is a method of instruction where the focus is on the role of feedback in learning. Furthermore, mastery learning refers to a category of instructional methods which establishes a level of performance that all students must master before moving on to the next unit. So, itong type ng technique na ito yung kadalasang tinutukoy as military technique. Kasi, itong technique na ito, hindi niya hinahayaan na ma-move on sa next topic yung mga students, yung teacher pala, hindi niya hinahayaan na mag-move on sa next topic ang mga students if hindi na ma-master ng lahat yung lesson. So, paano gagawin yung technique na ito? Paano magturo si teacher sa technique na ito? So, sa technique na ito, maaring yung teacher is magpapa-oral siya or yung teacher is magpapa-quiz siya para ma-assess niya talaga o ma-evaluate niya talaga kung master na ba talaga ng student yung lesson. Kasi kung hindi pa, hindi tayo mag-move on, di ba? Yun yung concept ng technique na ito. We cannot move on as long as, or we cannot move on to the next topic as long as hindi natin ma-master yung sarili nating topic. Okay? So, paano ma-achieve yung ganitong klaseng technique, the mastery method technique? So, this is achieved by calling on each student in a structured, so almost military-like manner and having them repeat what they've learned multiple times. So, oral recitations talaga. It might sound a little Spartan, but the mastery method has already improved tested scores throughout the some of the countries like UK and US. So, expect it to hit other countries and additional schools in the future. So, napakagandang teaching technique na ito. Okay, so, next and the last one is the inside-out circle technique. So, this kind of teaching technique in education allows students to collaborate and exchange ideas with the other students. The discussion will begin in larger groups and then rotation to other groups. So, yun yung nagagawa ng teaching technique na ito. Okay, so ano nga ba yung nangyayari sa teaching technique na ito? So, itong teaching technique na ito, it is useful in large classroom where teachers don't always have time to give students individualized attention. So, di ba? Sa sobrang dami ng students, kasi may mga klase na umaabot sila ng 60 students sa loob, hindi kaya yan ni teacher. So, maganda tong teaching technique na ito. So, the outside circle technique allows students to essentially teach themselves through group effort. Kasi, hindi na kaya ni teacher, i-one-on-one kayo lahat kaya magugrupo sila. So, magde-divide sila as a group. So, you start by arranging a large circle of students with a smaller circle of students with them. Tapos, magka-collaborate sila ng ideas. So, in the total of all, everyone gets to talk and share ideas. So, maganda yung inside-outside circle na ito, na technique.